Wait, you guys haven't heard? It's the Very Real Fantasy Football Show!
Oh, yeah. I mean, certainly you've heard by now, we're pretty much the top fantasy football podcast in all the land. It's fantasy football for real. Eric Pettigo, Eric Kranz, and just a huge, I'm trying to figure out a good way to describe the size of the guy to the right of me. And I'm struggling to get the words, so I've enlisted a little help this week. So just bear with me here.
Massive guy. This big, powerful guy. This guy he is a monster. A giant of a man.
One really large person.
I've seen a lot of people over the years. Big people.
You know, I have a friend, big guy, one of the biggest in the world.
This big, strong friend of mine who weighed like 250 then, which 250 then is big. That's like 310 now. Massive guy.
I'm a 310 guy now. You know what I mean? Like 80s ginormous Dan, good 250.
That's you, dude. That's
which
you.
is like 310 now, so
just a big guy. Big Dan.
Here to wreck shit.
Here.
Let's go.
We got you. You sent that over to me. And I was like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever. Yeah. So, what's up? And I got
a friend of mine. He's huge.
Kranz back here off the suspension.
Back off of it. I kind of called it IR, but you know, you guys suspension, whatever.
No, dude, you were suspended.
I still got my same pay, so it's cool.
Yeah.
You weren't injured, so what's the I for an IR?
I don't know. I was just going with it.
Cool.
Just
Just
working
checking.
the bit.
I didn't know if you had something good going on.
Just gonna go. I mean, if I was suspended, I figured IR just sounded a little better.
Yeah, intentionally reckless is what you
but,
are.
But also, I did listen to the show last week.
Okay.
Came to a few conclusions. You guys really needed my help, so I'm sorry I wasn't here because the show was a little suspect without me.
Okay.
Just gonna put that out there.
All right.
Parakeet in the
Number
background,
two, Dan, it's Kamara, not Kamara.
Thank you.
And Eric didn't correct you on it when you guys were talking about Dalvin Cook. I was like, whoa, oh, I gotta take notes. I pulled out my phone to take notes when that happened.
We're already running late.
And don't worry about the delicious soups and stews that are in my freezer. All right. I know you guys would just be jealous about it, all right? Don't worry about it. All right? There's plenty of delicious stews and concoctions in my freezer.
Did you have pea soup when you were out?
No, I did not. But split pea soup with bacon, ham.
Ooh,
delicious.
dude. Yeah,
I
add
would
the
get
meat
down.
to it. I'm with it.
I would get down on that. Anyhow, we weren't making fun of your soup. I would like to eat some of it.
I was insinuating there might be other
body
things in it.
parts.
Actual
Well,
human
that's what I said.
Animals.
Don't worry about those.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those.
Again, freezer burn won't help that. So get to it. Make me a hand soup.
Well, either
And
way,
bone.
we're glad to have you back.
Glad to be
Yeah,
back.
boy.
Glad to be
Buddy, it was a 1 week suspension due to performance depleting drugs.
I like our show a little bit. You don't know where it's coming from. We just sat missionary style, and you know what I mean? Did the show.
Oh, yeah.
Just looked right into each other's eyes.
Wow.
I never want to dance again.
There was no video last week.
Yeah,
Oh,
trying to paint that picture for everyone. A real,
man.
just got out the swing and sat in it.
You guys like locking legs.
Looked like
yeah.
a four-legged spider.
Anyhow, so...
Well, apparently you guys want me to miss more shows, is what it seems
If the
like.
podcast seemed a little breathy last week.
That's where it
Yeah, a lot of flex talk. Dang!
That was loud. That was applause. Anyhow, they loved it.
I loved it.
I feel like it's week 6, though, now. And so quick little check-in. How you guys doing? How the fantasy so far? Are you to the point yet where you're like, I hate fantasy and I never want to play it again? Or are you like...
I got a couple of contender teams. One team I wasn't expecting anything for. And one team I went all in. I'm 1-4. Caught that first W.
Attaboy.
And I just put in there, it's Walter White after a long time in the desert. Got bandages. He's cut everywhere. And he just says, I won. That's me. Picture that. If you've seen Breaking Bad.
Oh, I've seen it.
I'm beat to shit like Walter White. But guess what? Jesse, I won.
There's a little Vince McMahon in that.
Yeah, there was. I tightened it. I tightened it up too tight there. If you go too far into Walter White, you can end up like Vince.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like Vince. Watching that documentary on Netflix now,
A lot of that you kind of already knew, though, didn't you?
a lot of it, yeah. But
I think it was more for people who never were wrestling fans,
Sure.
since they have wrestling coming to Netflix.
XFL.
Gives them a little backstory.
I'll always love the original XFL.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
I'm a wrestling nerd,
Football.
so I watch it. But in our main league that we're in together, I'm ready to sell everything off and just
You're there?
walk away. I was.
Then he had a great week.
Yeah,
It's a week-to-week league.
I've had 2 good weeks in a row, though. The week before, I lost, but I scored a bunch of points, and it was like, okay, well, we'll see. Hopefully that wasn't just a 1-week thing. And then last week,
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
oh,
High
man.
point for the week?
I'm sure.
second. I think you were high point.
I was okay.
I was second.
I'm sure Jeffrey
Yes,
Dahmer
yes.
thought he was having a few good weeks until his luck ran out and
So that's
reality
me?
slapped him in the face
That's me. I'm Jeff Dahmer.
of fantasy football.
I'm JD.
You're just not like the JD.
I'm raiding Kranz's freezer.
Yeah, for fantasy niblets, soups
mean,
and stews, bro.
Just some guy's arm.
That's
dude?
the name of your fantasy team, soups and stews.
Like I said, don't worry about what's in my freezer, all right, you guys?
You do got just a little JD whiffs coming off you, just a few.
I love me some elbow meat.
Oh, tender.
It's tender.
Oh, let both of you guys. All right. Fair enough.
What I heard.
One of us sounded like we were joking, though. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say which one.
All right.
I don't want to get all Troy Aikman on you guys and laugh about anything I hear.
Well, let's get into I'm main cast.
How are you feeling about your teams? Eric?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I said. I said I'm.
We heard from Dan.
So that's that was my worst league,
Okay.
and I'm kind of liking my team
Okay.
now. I'm like, okay, well, I think I've got some pieces. So I'm trying to figure out. All right, do I ride this out? Because I mean, if I can pull off a few wins, all I need to do is sneak into the postseason. Anything can happen.
In the playoffs, anything can happen.
I've got Puka, on IR. When that comes back, that'll be helpful. When he comes back, that'll be helpful. So it's okay, but I can ride this out a little bit longer. Where if the season progresses and I don't look like I'm going to make it, it's a dynasty league. So then I can sell some pieces off because our trade deadline isn't until the playoffs.
Yes.
So for now, I'm holding firm, and I'm like, okay,
Fighting.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I got a shot.
yeah, okay, yeah. So that's what I'm like for now. My other leagues, I'm doing real well.
Okay.
I'm contender. I'm right up there at the top with.
You sound kind of similar to, you guys didn't hear?
Yeah.
Got a shotgun pulled on me.
Swear to God. Yeah. So, I'm surprised you'd know about it.
It's talk of the town.
Yeah. But, I mean, usually by this point, I'm like, yeah, man, I hate fantasy football.
It's just not going how I planned, like undefeated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
just
every
win
league
every
undefeated.
game.
Just not
every
going.
league.
So, I mean, I guess once I got kicked in the DICK enough, the first 4 weeks of the season, all of a sudden, like, I don't feel anything on Sunday anymore.
Pretty good spelling.
You like that one?
Right.
Right in the old ding dong.
Yeah. All
Yo,
right.
I mean, that's the key. It's when you get the hope and you lose late. That right now, I'm just a beaten piece of shit who doesn't know anything about football. I'm at the point now where if any of us agree on it, I'm going the opposite direction.
Dude, that's been our long-standing
Yes.
But, like,
on the radio. That's the thing. If it's full agreement,
Consensus means nobody knows.
It's a no-go.
All right.
There's got to be some like dissension. There's got to be some.
I can't make my own gut calls. I have to deep down inside be like, man, see, I texted old EC and so and everyone on there. Yep, they steered me wrong. I just got bad advice.
And about 50-50 right on it. It'll be one like it. Nope, they're wrong this week. Next week, like, I didn't listen to them.
You
And
just
they're
got to
right.
go with your gut, player studs. But overall, fantasy football sucks. For real.
It sucks. But keep listening to the podcast because we're
fantasy
gonna keep
football
doing it. Yeah.
talk is fun.
Yeah, you're right. Talking about it is more fun
Speculation
than doing
kicks
it.
ass, but when Sunday rolls around and hard truths start getting you right in the old DICK, you know what I mean?
You keep spelling dick, and that's funny.
It's good stuff.
I love a good bit. Tomorrow night,
because Lord knows my fantasy life.
yeah. Let me tell you what I hate is being a Niners fan for some reason.
Wow.
Just driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Do you want, you don't, but do you want the stupidest stat I've ever heard?
Yeah.
Through the first, I want to say 27 games, Colin Kaepernick, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy all have the same records of 21-6 as starters.
Okay.
They all went to the Super Bowl. They all missed a late pass. And after the late pass they missed and lost in the Super Bowl, sucked D-I-C-K. So,
with the D-I-C-K.
So basically what I'm getting at is Purdy's about to go.
No, dude. Purdy still looks fine. He looks fine. It's not that. It's not Brock. It's not my sweet baby boy Brock Purdy. It's just
eerie. It's just an eerie stat.
Something's not. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be like the Bengals, where they could be balling all the way out.
We're good.
Still losing overtime.
I literally thought
Defense is real good.
I had to leave and go do dad adult stuff, and we were up 10. I'm like, got it. There we go. Check my phone an hour later. I'm like,
Sit.
Yep. All right.
Roll over. Yeah, I hear that. I was actually this past Sunday. I had to go to my great nephew's second birthday in St. Louis.
Oh.
And so we're there. I'm at my niece's house for her kid's birthday, and we're eating, doing birthday stuff. Games are on, and it's whatever. I mean, let's see, what were the Niners up? 23-7 or 23-10 when we leave, and I'm like, cool, good.
This is looking good. We're looking good. We're back.
Yeah, stop by the mall for a little bit, get a few things, and then we're on the way home, and I'm, honey, look up that Niners score for me. I just want to see how much we won by. I'm gonna need to see. Yeah, because we were up 23-10, so certainly it's the Cardinals. They're not scary. No. I just want to see how much we won by. She goes, it says 24-23 the Cardinals. Were they playing the Cardinals? And I'm like, I about veered that Acadia off, Don't you say I about veered it off.
Kyler Murray looks like a chicken getting chased. Just
yeah, well,
Looney Tune.
Uh-huh. So anyhow, that's
Niners
furry.
Yeah,
the Niners
snuck up on me.
Well, the Niners play the Seahawks tomorrow night.
Well, they're dead.
It's at Seattle. So let's fantasy stuff. Debo's not good. Ayuk had a monster week.
What'd he do?
Ayuk? Dude, he went. Let me get
all
his
the way.
exact,
Oof.
Yeah.
He actually did what he.
I don't
was
have any
supposed
shares
to
in
do
him
to get
anymore.
paid
I
for
got
it.
rid of his ass because I knew he got paid.
He had 7 for 100 something.
Hell,
I want to say
he had a big week. Let's see here.
Trade his ass.
I mean, he put out numbers like Juju did this week.
If you can get a used condom for Juju, trade it.
No.
I mean, it's better than what's going to happen the rest of the time when he screws
There's
you.
probably one of those in Eric's freezer too.
Right?
Hey,
Skid don't.
hey.
Just a frozen used? Frozen in time?
Memories.
8 catches for 147 last week. 8 for 147 for Ayuk.
Sell them. If anyone's getting overzealous, especially in a redraft.
I was like, Juju was 7 for 130, so I mean, pretty
Take
close.
that Juju and stick it up your tutu Atwell, okay?
Keep your tutu and Juju.
I can't sell Brandon Ayuk
Juju boodoo, Juju
because
tutu.
even though you play fantasy with your head, not your heart, I still like to have
He's
a
a 49er.
connection point to my favorite team.
Yep.
Sure, if it's good.
Yeah.
Dude, Brandon Ayuk is good. Stop it. You stop it.
He
right
had
now.
a year. Before that, he wasn't even the best dude on his team. Still not, probably.
All right, you want me to send you over a trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it's going to work in my behalf,
Dane will always say, send me over a trade.
Yeah,
though.
always
Like,
send me
it's
over a
like,
trade. I don't know
always.
if it's for Ayuk necessarily. Like you just said, send over
Or
a
if I'll
trade.
accept it, like, yeah. send
Dude,
it
I
over.
would, if after the show, I would love if each of you sent me a trade.
Okay.
There's not enough of that going on.
I'll take a look. I've been looking actually hard. I've been scouring.
Don't be
just trying
scared.
To,
Send one over. I think
I'm
you've probably got a couple dialed up and you
not
hit.
scared.
You're
Not scared. It's got to work. It's got to be right for me.
You're
If
not
you
looking. You're not sure if you want to
Hey,
sell yet, or if that's what you want to
exactly.
sell, or you're looking
Exactly.
like, I don't know if
you
got
see a
what I
rival
want.
fantasy dude over there in your turf and you don't pop shots, you're scared, bro. Ricky!
Debo Samuel, 1 catch for 11.
Sell him.
And I don't have him.
Everybody, I'm into selling everything.
3 carries for 9 yards. I mean, he was not part of their game plan at all. So
he looks toast. Like it looks like he doesn't have that explosion anymore.
well, the 3 weeks before he was double digits.
I'm just saying, you can still get double digits. Doesn't mean he's still gonna take gold chains, Craig.
But don't you think this week now, after such a low usage rate in week 5, they're gonna
get Debo.
They're
more
gonna
involved.
have some stuff dialed up for Debo.
Yeah.
Like we did for EC this week. Get
Yeah.
that squeaky wheel, the microphone. Let him
Yeah.
hit him with a few more questions than usual.
Yeah, exactly.
Let
It's
him feel
exactly
part of the
right,
team.
man. Welcome back. We're gonna get you involved. Don't worry.
Scripted shots for him.
But because it's fantasy, and if somebody's bad, you want to bench them, and if somebody's good, you want to start them.
You have to.
That's how that
The
works.
only way your brain can work is whatever they did last week, it's happening again this week.
Exact.
Speaking of the 49ers, then you probably shouldn't be starting Juwan Jennings right now because he's had one really, really, really good week.
If you didn't
and that
trade
was it.
him already, you missed the window.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if you
Yes.
had him at all and you were like, no, I'm going to ride this out. Like, shut up.
No, yeah, he's not
You should have had his ass out the door. Shame on you for Juwan Jennings owners.
So
I hope you get,
Juwan Jennings,
Something that can't be
yeah,
taken care of.
2.3 fantasy points last week.
Oh, he's a fantasy darling.
Not great, but 3 of the 4 weeks prior, he was double digits. One of them was a 46-point week.
right.
But what were they double digits? Like 11?
Yeah, they were. You're looking at my
11,
computer. That's cheating.
No, I can't see
So
that.
far, my broken clock's been right twice, and he's been right once. So.
But I had looked before,
the
and I'm
broken
like,
clock.
okay, well, 11, 11, 44, 7, 3.
Right.
Or so, like, that's nothing that you feel as
He's
confident as
bomb.
starting him as you do Najee right now. That's kind of where it's at, where you're like, all right, I'm probably going to get 9 out of this guy.
Why'd
or
you say
something.
Najee?
10 or 11.
My head.
No, you're not starting Juwan, and like Dan said, if you didn't trade him already, don't try to do it now. You're not going to get anything for him, but maybe wait until Debo's hurt and misses a game again, and
give it
Juwan
2
has another big game, and then see if you can get something for him.
2 or 3 weeks, you'll be more than happy to drop his ass for some other chode on the waiver. Trust me. You're gonna-
Chode.
That's how it goes. Well, that's what's going to happen with Tutu.
Oh, how dare you!
It's true.
Poo Poo Shatwell is the main.
It's Tutu true.
Yeah, Puka's going to come back and be second fiddle to that dude.
That's not
so
true.
chill out.
That's not true at all. How do we feel about Jordan Mason? He's cooled off considerably, but he's still starting running back because McCaffrey's still not
He's
back.
still good.
He's
He's still playing real
He's
good.
getting an opportunity. You're going to want to hold him because, McCaffrey's making it back, and he's not going to get re-injured. That's exactly what the fuck's going to happen.
He's been super healthy his whole career. This is a freak, just outlier situation.
What this is his ass should have turned down that Madden cover.
Yeah, why would you ever do that when you have an injury
Dumb.
history?
Dumb.
George Kittle?
I'd say he went and got married, and then he goes and signs an extension for even more
Strike
money.
one.
And now he's a little dinged
He
up.
did the trifecta, huh?
Did the
the
Madden-
extension, the married, and the cover.
The Madden cover.
Never draft that dude 1-1.
No.
But it'll help Mason. Obviously, if McCaffrey comes back, because if McCaffrey gets injured again, Mason, he's not used to doing the load that he's doing right now. So he's going to wear down. Like, he was amazing in the beginning, but his body, he's
You
not.
take enough loads, you get used to taking those big ones.
Yeah, you get accustomed to them loads.
Wow.
Throw them in the freezer until you're ready.
Hey!
So
Some starter. Soup starter.
a little. Is that egg drop? No. Okay.
Nope. Egg drop.
Jesus.
That's terrible.
Ruined a
Oh,
quality
man.
soup right there.
We are
I
children.
mean, I've already thought that for years. And kept going at it.
George Kittle is the number 2 tight end in fantasy and
Number 1 in hearts.
in overall points, second only to rookie Brock Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
But he's number 1 in average points per game. So the tight end situation we talk about every week is just putrid. Absolutely putrid.
Unless you got my boy Kraft.
Old Tucker
Old
Kraft,
mac
dude.
and cheese, baby.
He's up to number 3 in total points.
That shows you how the tight end is. That's why a lot of people also play tight end premium leagues. Where
Yeah.
they get like 1.5 for tight ends, so it gets them a little bit
Oh, tight end premium. I've seen that before. I'm more for going the other way with them. Like, hey, go sit with my kicker and my defenses and get the hell out of my life.
Some tight end, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, just let him be in the free agent pool as respectable flexes.
Yep.
Oh man.
So
nobody would ever use any tight ends then besides
three of them.
Right.
Fine.
That's what we want.
Get
Good.
out of here.
Get out of here. Yep. Who needs you?
As far as average points per game for tight ends, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number 7 tight end and average points per game.
Mark Andrews.
No, God, no, dude. No, I didn't say 77. I said 7. Blake Whiteheart, who is currently a free agent, but he did get himself 10.3 fantasy points in week 4. I don't even know who he was playing for.
Yeah, that's a good one. Tampa Bay.
Sure.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
That out there.
What am I?
You got a computer, man. I
don't care.
I got a phone book from 1995 over here. Do you
I'm
think
just
that's gonna
saying.
help?
Last year, the tight ends came back.
He went to college at Wake
much
Forest.
more relevant. But Sam Laporta's down right now.
Dude, they don't suck. It's scheme. They've gone away from it.
Dalton Kincaid hasn't been involved. Evan Ingram was up there. He's been injured. So there's still guys that are out there. Kelsey now getting more love since Rice is injured.
Yeah. Yeah, he finally looked like Kelsey last week.
Oh, yeah, he got a tasty 70 yards. Like, God.
Andrews, I have no idea what's going on with.
No one does.
There.
Someone that I don't know caught a touchdown. It wasn't Likely and it wasn't Andrews.
Well, Likely did too, though, right?
Yeah, he did too.
Yeah.
But that shit's got to stop.
Does it?
Does it gotta? As a fan, as someone who puts his hard-earned money into fantasy,
You would like for it to stop.
bro, trade him. Give him to the Bungles. We need what? Mark Andrews is a weapon. So just all of a sudden, he went from like the best tight end at separation in the league last year. Now he just sucks on it.
He's a great
he
blocker.
just DICK to the mouth.
That's
Great blocker.
That's his thing now.
Okay, so was Gronk. He never took any years off, except for the year he didn't play.
Dude, it's just a different year, and I think you said it. I think it's the scheme. Things
They're
are changing.
running with Henry. They're running with Lamar Jackson. He's staying in and helping block. They have a young
it's
offensive
everyone.
line that is starting to gel.
Defenses, hear me out. Stack the fucking box so I can get Andrews back. I love him.
Yeah.
He was like my X factor. Like,
yeah, not now.
I got Andrews.
And that's the key with the tight end position is getting that little X factor. Is the whole point of where we've had.
Why he was gone, I got Kyle Pitts, and you said that was something that couldn't be done, and I had to do it just to get it done.
I heard that on the radio too. After we had done the deal, I heard that obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it. Like
I would have been like,
no.
he wanted to do it to prove a point. Well, I got Pitts in 2 different leagues, so
and I saw that, and I was like, I'm going to prove a double point. Nah, stay where you're at. Stay in your lane.
I was like,
hot shot.
Have fun. All I said was when you texted that over, should I give up a number 1 for Pitts? And what did I say?
Take the DICK out of my mouth.
I said Pitts is trash. That's all I said.
Yeah,
Pitts is trash.
And then I said I
then
agree.
you text back, I got him for a 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I said I agree, but how come I still want him so bad?
you don't have him in any league, do you?
No.
You want that Pitts trophy on your wall.
I just don't believe. I know he's not going to hit me. I'm different. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
Yep.
anyways, we moved into a double wide.
I would rather have Tucker Kraft.
Oh, absolutely, but he didn't have them, and that wasn't the point I was trying to prove.
I'd rather have Pat Freiermuth.
Oh, for Sturger.
I'd rather have Cole Kmet.
Komet.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I'd rather have Tyler Conklin.
Never scored a touchdown in his whole life.
Doesn't matter.
Just stop.
Doesn't matter.
Just stop.
You're just.
Do I need to
Take
stop?
the DICK out of your mouth.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, Brick, you're just looking around the room and naming shit. God damn it.
I mean,
So you guys I like Lamp better.
I'd rather have Brenton Strange.
God, you would like some Strange, wouldn't you? You weirdo. Get out of here with your fantasy tight end talk.
All right. No, I'm exaggerating by a little bit.
Go on, scram.
Did the Seahawks have anybody on the fringe we need to talk about? On the,
All
we
of a
should
sudden-
we're a half hour in. We should get to game 2.
Jackson Smith and Jigba's now on the fringe for me. He's had like one big game. He's had some big target games.
The game that we said don't start him.
Yeah, and now he's back to
Don't start him. Geno Smith is up there as a top 10 quarterback. I think. Just gonna throw
That's
that
weird,
out.
Fair enough.
Just gonna throw that out there.
God, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Are you starting him this week, though?
No.
Remember when he got
against the lowly 49ers? Those guys suck.
Didn't
do
someone
suck.
jack him in the face like his rookie year? Didn't he get punched by a teammate like
Yeah, he
really
did.
hard? Like, I mean, like
That broke his
damn, you
face.
got knocked the fuck
Yeah.
out.
So, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back in that year and tell me to my face, dude, Gino's going to be relevant in 2024, and I'd probably laugh right.
He
in
was
your face.
relevant in 2022.
True, but I'm
I
talking.
mean, that was when he finished as the number 5 quarterback, and then last year
Picture
he wasn't
me
quite as
out.
good,
I'm
and then this year he's
Biff,
better.
and I come back in 2024. Okay, with
Dude,
the
I
almanac.
just watched that
Deuce?
the other day.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Such a great one.
But yeah, I wish that was me because in fantasy it'd be way more fun if I was Biff.
Big Kenny Walker is fine, right? And he's out there
Yep.
Yeah.
being Big Ken.
DK.
The
Yep.
third.
Yep.
KW, the Thrace.
And Tyler Lockett? Has he done anything? I have zero.
Flex.
I've never had stock in Tyler Lockett.
He's good stock. It's underrated stock back when he was like 27, 28, even 29. But now he's.
When he took over for Doug Baldwin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it
a
was.
name.
Yeah.
That's a name right there. Old Dougie Baldwin.
Doug Beasy. The whole part of his knee stopped working. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm out,
Like,
dude.
I just can't play.
Bone on bone.
Yes,
Poor Doug.
anymore.
Kind
Poor
of like your
Dougie.
freezer.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett having a very Juwan Jennings-esque season minus the one good game.
Yeah, minus the one heater.
He's like, what is he? How old is he now? 30?
31, 32. He's
32,
It's
33.
JSN's job to steal.
He is.
You can kind of count on DK, but he's more of
32.
a
32.
big hitter.
32. So he'll be. I mean, that's
Oh,
about
he gone next year.
32, 33 is pretty much, unless you're Jerry Rice, it's
It's Quaintance.
you just don't see it after that. 31 is
Well-
kind of the last. 31, 32, they can kind of do it, and then
You're not rushing to get him in your lineup this week.
No.
Okay, we can move on. Game 2.
Okay.
Jags Bears.
oh man,
Hey, a lot going on here, right? So,
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. Because
So-
on the surface, you're like, oh, both teams suck.
Yeah, except
hey,
And they do.
hey,
But there's some fantasy nuggets to be had.
quite
But
a
that
few.
doesn't mean they don't suck.
Quite a few fantasy nugs.
Bears are getting better each week.
They are. They
Caleb's
certainly
getting better
are.
every week.
He looked good
They
last
looked
week.
real good.
That's like praising a prostitute.
Well,
Like, good week this week.
Dude, here's the thing.
Really DICK to the old.
The Panthers are the great elixir.
Yes,
They will cure all that ails you.
Yes.
If you play the Panthers, your offense is great.
Yes.
Now,
Nice.
you get the Jags.
that can make you feel pretty
Your
good
offense
too.
could also be great. Where this is overseas, then this is
Yes,
8:30
London.
a.m.
Trash.
Foggy old London town.
Fish
So
and chips, mate.
good eye.
It is Caleb.
Shrimp on the bobby.
Damn right. Flew right over it, didn't you?
So,
Son of a gun.
but for the Jags, let's do this real quick because the Jags, they haven't been good all year. ETN was a high draft pick, but last week,
It's a little dinged up.
a little dinged up. Bigsby was on the field more.
No limit tank.
Yes, and looked good.
I thought I told you.
They look real good.
Take some water, something.
Now, the coaching staff has come out and said Tank is not.
The starter.
Yeah, he's not the starter. Travis is still our guy, but Travis is a little dinged up, and I think Travis is still an automatic play as long as he's playing. But now I think Tank has earned himself at least a flex, potential to get in your
what
lineup
he's
if you need
definitely
somebody.
earned is you better have that handcuff.
Oh, have it? Yeah, he should 100% be rostered.
And if you don't, you better get out there and start doing some smooching and get it because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it depends on your roster composition.
Old Brian Thomas, this guy,
He's the real deal,
seems to
man.
be pretty good.
Yes,
Real deal.
he's already the number one for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, Evan Ingram, who was basically the number one last year, has been injured,
And he's supposed to be back this
so
week.
he's supposed to be back.
That
So
could still help beat Tizzle.
I think
Jr.
it will. It'll draw some.
I like him.
Yes.
All right.
Deep threat. I mean, top pick.
Dude, he's good.
He's
straight up
good.
good. In
I
a
wanna
league
hold
that I
his
have
hand.
him in, I just plugged him in, and it wasn't like a rebuilding league.
No.
I started
it.
him over
Just say,
actual
plug
guys.
it in, plug it
I
in.
think he's number 9 wide receiver right now.
Guy's going to be pretty good. Bright future there. But for the Bears, I'll look that up real quick. For the Bears, boy, that DJ Moore catch was incredible. Brian Thomas is indeed the number 9 receiver.
He's good.
right now in fantasy. So
Yep, I start him.
that's 2 weeks in a row for DeAndre Swift.
Yes.
looking like a man, and this is another great matchup.
I looking like a man.
They redid the offensive line, of moved guys around trying to figure that out. And Caleb Williams, he has thrown 2 300-yard games in 5 games. Justin Fields did that once in 3 years.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Just going to throw that out for everybody who was like, oh, they need him. I'm like, give Caleb Williams some time. He will be a better NFL
Yeah,
player.
they're
100%.
Yeah, he's a rare prospect, dude.
Is he a fantasy starter for you this week, though? It's a great matchup.
Again, depends on what
It depends on your team.
Could he? Let's figure it out real quick.
Absolutely.
Fantasy Pros has him at 12, right behind C.J. Stroud and Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, Josh Allen's bitch ass, who barely what did he get nine completions last week on like 33.
Fuck, that's funny.
I mean, come on, dude. Man, Josh Allen be better.
Funny. That's funny.
And I would never say that to his face. The guy's a tank. Love you, Josh.
It's a good idea not to say he's young.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I bet if he can throw a football, I bet his right hand can hit a heater right off your face.
Oh man, he could absolutely.
He'd just throw a football off your DICK.
Can you imagine me trying to run for my life from Josh Allen? Because I would. I'm not going to stand
where are you
there.
going to go, dude? Where are you going to go?
Bro,
you think you got juice?
Would you do that move you did when that German Shepherd cornered you?
Oh my God, dude!
Would you do that move, cower and stick your leg and hand up and go?
Well, I went to run, but I was wearing slides because I was out there just, measuring yards.
Yeah, being a man in a slides.
It was all wet from the water, and I went going to run, and then the sod got all anyhow.
No cleats,
dude. Nothing. I all of a sudden I was on the ground like, oh God!
Oh, this poor guy in his bare feet running from German shepherds and cavemen had woolly mammoths and shit.
I'd be more scared of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
What about Kirk Cousins at? Let's see, Kirk Cousins at Carolina. He's the number 13.
You like that?
Ranked right after Caleb. So which one you starting there, Caleb or Kirk?
Kirk Cousins against Carolina. We just saw what Caleb
you
just
like
did
that?
against that.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do.
I like that.
Kirk Cousins went off.
I mean,
last week.
You always think of London with the travel. The early game, the travel, it affects some people. Some people doesn't. Obviously, they're still playing football. But
Not the Jags. They live there, man.
Yeah, this is actually a home game for Chicago. Considered a home
rip off.
Yes.
Foggy London town.
So what about Stroud? Stroud or Caleb Williams?
Baller for life, Stroud.
Stroud's at New England, and he's got no Nico.
Yes.
Good. Open it up, Diggs. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Brock Purdy is ranked ahead of Caleb Williams. You start him at Seattle tomorrow?
I hate Thursdays. If I had Brock Purdy and Caleb, I'd trade one of them.
Let's say you got nobody will take your trades. You have to start one.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Probably you would probably put in.
I'd go Purdy.
Okay. All right.
Just a bigger sample size. You've seen that Caleb could also he's had a few good games, but in the beginning where he had some bad games, you're kind of scared about that.
Okay.
This time next year, I might be singing a different tune, but right now it's Purdy's world.
Oh, next year I'm pretty sure we'll be like you're putting Caleb Williams in there.
Yeah, he's going to be probably a lock, lineup lock.
Kind of like Pat Mahomes became.
Wow. We'll get to that.
Sorry to serve the turd sandwich so early.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You guys like soft serve?
Ugh, icky. Yeah, I do, but not when it's poop.
Not doo-doo?
Yeah.
Oh, doo-doo.
I like it when it's actual ice cream.
He said doo-doo.
But DeAndre, you're going to keep rolling out there. I mean, Cole Kmet, I wasn't joking.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give me some whole Kmet.
And DJ Moore.
Oh, yeah, DJ. Go, DJ.
I think all those guys have a nice week. I'm not mad at Caleb. If you're going to start Caleb this week, I'm fine. I'm not going to make a good enough argument to not. I think it's a great matchup.
It's a great matchup. They'll probably be throwing.
You'd stick your family crest in that wax like on Game of Thrones and make that official?
Yeah,
that's
I would.
that.
Yeah, when they just stamp it
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that red wax.
Before they send it to before they give it to the Ravens.
Yeah.
From bye weeks and injuries, I'm looking at having to have Roma Dunze in one of my lineups.
Do it. Oh!
Just saying, I got to.
Oh, he got him sick. Sit down.
That's he'll get there. He's going to be, I think, really, really good. It's
Rome wasn't built in a day, but he could destroy your lineup in a weekend.
Could happen.
He's going to be good, too. I don't know if it's going to be this week. But
yeah, I mean, I'm looking. I'm like, I don't like Nico. Hey,
man, sometimes you have to.
You know what I mean? Just throw some, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hope.
I hear you. Cardinals at Packers. Marvin Harrison, bit of a stinker. He's a rookie receiver. These things happen.
Yeah, he's just building towards a more reliable future.
You still put him out there.
You're still bringing him out. If you sit him, he's gonna
trade him.
He's gonna hurt you. He's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, trade him to me if you're just gonna have him on your bench.
From some other league.
Yeah,
where he already exists in ours. But
send him over.
Guys,
that'd be awesome.
Copped another Marvin Harrison this weekend.
A little cross-platform.
Cross-platform.
Yeah. Let me get that.
That'd be cool.
I mean, there's no fringe plays, right? It's you start who you start for the Cardinals.
Starting James Conner.
Yeah.
Kyler. Your friend Trey McBride.
Trey's playing, right? I think he's got it.
As far as I know, yes. He
questionable
played
tag.
last week.
Yeah.
He should. Your friend would be Michael Wilson. He's getting targets, but he's your dart throw of that team.
If that's what you want.
I mean, a dart throw in a blind person league.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean,
Shut your DICK head up.
The blind play fantasy too. What that have to do with the DICK? Leave the blind alone.
Yeah, they can hear this podcast.
They have ears.
I never thought about that.
I wasn't saying it about the blind people.
Stupid idiot blind people. They'll never see this.
I wasn't.
You guys will never see this podcast coming. You blind piece of shit.
No, stop it. All right.
I was not talking about the blind.
I hope someday you have sons that are masculine.
Grant hates the blind, dude. He's just got eyeballs in his freezer.
Not at all. Yes, I do. Not at all.
Hates the blind, dude. Is that this episode is going to be called?
Probably. We'll see. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
EC putting on his blinders this week.
The Packers, man, so Jordan Love came back and he throws the ball a lot. It doesn't always go where it's supposed to go. Somehow translates into fantasy points.
Maybe bailed out Dan Orlovsky for the worst play in the back of an end zone.
Yeah.
That was hideous.
It was that Will Levis throw for the Bears week 1.
Yeah, he fell down and did the pray to the sky, made it well worth it. No! So yeah, I missed him this week. I'm glad to have him back.
Some real questions, because if you have Jordan Love, you probably draft him to be your starter. He got hurt. You probably went and found a suitable backup. Maybe that suitable backup is a Kirk Cousins or a Baker Mayfield.
Hell no, you didn't score that shit.
Dude.
Maybe you drafted it, but but you didn't
Okay, yeah, maybe you didn't go
fix
right.
it.
Yeah, maybe you drafted it. Maybe you scored a Danny Jones.
Yeah, maybe you got on my boy Dimes. You guys better start putting some respect on that name.
Or a big Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe's tasty.
Are you rocking with Jordan Love over everybody I just named?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Are you
guys?
I thought you gave up Grandpa's old cuff.
Listen, if everybody knew what to do, we wouldn't have a show.
Right, but some things are just like entry level. Like
okay, all right, fair enough.
Like you know what I mean.
As long as you don't lose points for interceptions.
What if you do?
Then who gives a rat's ass? You're still starting Love.
Still starting him. Yeah, you're still.
It's not like Flacco's careful with the pill.
Well, I'll say this: I don't know if I'm starting him over Baker
or Kirk. I mean, Baker's the number 2.
How dare you?
Huh?
How dare you?
What?
You heard me.
Baker's the number 2 fantasy quarterback.
Baker's been better.
You know when something's better, but it doesn't feel right?
Well, that's all right.
Ass end's going to fall out of that soon enough.
Yep.
Well,
keep an eye on that ass end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Baker's still number 2 right now.
Yep.
Who would win in a fist fight, Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield?
Ooh. That's now
the height and reach is.
I'm
J.
going
Love,
Baker, but he looks scrappy and Jordan's still a little bit dinged up.
I got a knee up the middle and Baker shoots in lights out for Bake.
Well, I'm just saying, but Jordan's knee's messed up. If I'm Baker, I'm going right at that knee.
We're not going. They're fighting during the season. They're both going to have a training camp, all right? They're going to be healthy. Okay. We're not going in dinged up or after a game.
Okay.
Just in the parking lot.
So an off-season exhibition UFC fight probably for charity. For charity.
I guess if I didn't specify, I guess street fight, Baker, I'd take him.
Ooh, a street fight.
Baker seems like he'd grab something shiesty.
All right. Yeah. Interesting.
You
think
we could do that? If you got a fantasy question between two guys, think to yourself, who would win in a fight between these two assholes?
Yeah,
I mean, you got Baker walk on to Heisman to number 1 overall pick.
He's got some fight in him.
Wow,
he's the kind of guy that'll punch balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like gouge eyes,
bite, pull hair,
kick
scratch,
you right in the
do whatever he's got to.
I feel like whoever Jordan Love fought, he would end up getting like the grounded pound going, and then just being like, "I hate you, Aaron. I hate you." like, what?
That ain't even my name.
I'm not Aaron. Why are you doing this?
I think they're cool though.
Yeah, you think there's some?
Yeah, Aaron's probably
there's some animosity. Some
probably slipped
buried
some DMT into his Gatorade.
Jaden Reed's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Anybody else? Would you even like plug into your
I'm
lineup?
still not scared of Wicks after his 4-point stinker. I still think there's better days ahead for him in fantasy. He's 23. He's on an elite team. Romeo Dobbs sounds like he is in a real pickle with the coaching staff.
Yep, not good.
So
not good.
Better days ahead.
And Watson is still out.
Stick Kraft where the sun shines.
Old Tucker Kraft, dude. I guess you gotta keep starting him.
Stick it where the sun don't shine. Stick Kraft where the sun is brightest. Shining light. Love him.
What's Josh Jacobs been doing? I have
that's
zero
like
stock.
Nothing.
He's been
amazing.
He's been patting Kraft's shoulders, patting some ankles on the sideline, high-fiving, butt slapping. Teammate, dude. Team.
That's
teammate.
He had.
It'll be his turn again.
He was good in the beginning.
Dude, he had 16.4 fantasy points last week.
It's gonna come to a point where a lot of these teams, like the good ones,
he got a tutty.
You guys notice this? Sometimes these teams, the passing game will get going before the running game, and so on and so forth. Some of these really good teams, both are going to start clicking, and I think the Packers are one of those.
You got to keep rolling him out there. He's been double digits every week but one, but it hasn't been. Nothing has been like
been huge.
No big games, but you have to keep rolling him out there for now.
Yeah,
he's been like Devin Singletary.
It's not huge, but it's still functionally erect.
That's what we're. I mean, you and I have made several children with those very tools.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be huge.
No,
but it works.
Just functional. That's all we're looking for in fantasy. All fantasies.
All right, 40 minutes in, game 3.
Here we go. Speed it up, host. You gotta keep us in line.
This is game 4. It's game 4. We're doing all right.
Not bad.
We won't have to spend too much time on this because one of the teams is Cleveland. Browns, Eagles. Gross and icky.
Is
the
Deshaun Watson even the best quarterback in prison?
Doubt it.
Hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, he should go. But if he
he's
were
in
to go,
fantasy prison.
Yeah, I think I would still take Adam Sandler from the longest. There
you go. I'd take Burt Reynolds.
I'd take Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, you suck it.
Oh, you got me.
It's a funny name, Turd Ferguson.
The Eagles, though, they get both their receivers back this week.
Good. AJ Brown's been just gone, hurt. Ow.
Yep. Devonta Smith.
Week 1 huge, and then just no AJ Brown.
Yeah, that hurts. Glad I traded him in one of my leagues.
So I mean, for me, Hurts, obviously Saquon, Brown,
Devonta Smith,
Dallas Goedert. I mean,
I'm
you're
no
starting
longer
everybody.
a Hurts believer, though. I'm just gonna put. I mean, I know you got to start him, but I'm just not a. I'm not a. I used to think very highly of his skill set.
Yeah,
I mean, don't.
Yes, well, he does a lot better with AJ Brown.
Well, yeah, we all do.
And after you trade somebody, you definitely start to lose a little feelings for him.
Yeah,
I know,
true.
but I know how it is. Once you trade them, when you have them, you're like, no, they're going to be good, and I believe in them, and I like them. And then you gotta trade somebody. And you're
it's
like,
easier to
I just
swallow
don't like
that
him anymore.
reality
Yes.
when he's gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like,
he's not that good.
If I still had him, I'd be like, look, chill out, wheel him back out.
Like he'll be getting better.
I'd rather wheel out old C. Reeve.
He is currently the for average points per game because they've had a bye. He is QB 12.
Yeah, he's
on
down
the
there.
season.
No AJ Brown, no Smith. I mean that hurts. Your offensive line lane. Johnson was
Danny
out.
Dimes, no neighbors. He didn't care. He came to play.
Yeah,
throwing it all over the park.
He
The
was
guy's
still
named
slightly
Slayton.
above average, just like he is,
yes.
which is fine. It was serviceable.
There's more QBs that suck that compared to Danny Dimes than are better than him. The list of quarterbacks that are better than Danny Dimes is very small. Like 12 quarterbacks.
This week, Fantasy Pros has Jalen Hurts as the
17.
what?
Fuck you, dude. It's at least he's like QB 17. Dan Dimes, QB 17. Can we all put that in the red wax?
You said 12. You go.
I know, but I backed it down. I chilled it out.
He goes, there can't be more than 12 quarterbacks.
Oh,
that
there
better.
are.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
17. Fine.
that's what he goes.
That's
don't
good.
don't
There's
you look at me
32
like
fucking
that.
teams, man.
He's currently the QB 16 in fantasy.
Bam.
Total points.
That's respectable. If you take the name off that and
there's been buys.
Hey, where's Pat Mahomes on that list?
Like right ahead of him by one, I think.
Exactly. So you take the nameplates off there, you show some respect.
It's 2 spots ahead.
Mahomes
is garbage.
I just traded for Danny Dimes this week in a league.
You love Danny Dimes. Weird.
I like winning. He puts up numbers. They're weird how he gets there, and they're kind of ugh, but yeah.
As far as average points per game, he's QB 20.
That's hot.
It's not that great. It's not great.
Hey, Snoop once said he had half on a 20 sack.
He did.
20 sack of Dimes,
I'm curious to see how you connect all this.
Well, if he went half on it, that's Dimes. Danny Dimes. Sick, bro.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
there you go.
Hard to argue that.
Trade for him. Trade for him now.
If I made the connection to a dime bag when we were 15, you guys would have said that was hot shit. So, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Again, right. Yep. Danny Dimes.
Probably would have been like, what's hot shit when we were 15? Like,
not until Nelly came out with it when we were like 19.
Biff informed me.
Commanders at Ravens. I mean, the Browns we don't need to say anything about.
Have fun with Cooper and Judy and pray that Nick Chubb comes back and is just
he will at some point.
Jerome Ford and his 10 to 13, 14.
He's a flex option at best if you don't have anybody better, and that's that. The Browns are
I'd rather have an
absolute mess.
Rather have a
What do we got?
Commanders at Ravens. Jaden Daniels is just the best player I've ever seen in my life.
Still don't believe it. I'm going to be the one who's right on this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, for now, he's the best player I've ever seen in my life.
True.
So, I'm starting him. To me, here's the question, right? There's a real question here because most likely in a redraft league, you didn't start him to be your starting QB this season.
He's probably your 2.
But drafting to be your 2, but he's looking like your 1.
Yeah. So now you very possibly have a decision to make week in and week out looking at your quarterbacks if one of them is Jaden Daniels. For instance, even in our Dynasty League, my brother Mike has C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels, and that's him every week looking at Stroud or Daniels.
Yeah, it's tough.
So this week, Fantasy Pros has Daniels as the number 2 ranked quarterback behind only his opponent in this game, Lamar Jackson.
I would have Daniels in there. With Stroud without Nico, he became real dependent on Nico so far this year. Huge plays. Tank hasn't been involved. It's been checked down to Diggs and nonstop thrown to Nico. So
let's try this. This week, Josh Allen is at the New York Jets. Would you start Jaden Daniels at Baltimore or Josh Allen at the Jets?
I'm never sitting Josh Allen.
Okay.
I'm trading him or I'm starting him.
Fair enough. Then Eric Kranz.
That's a tough one. I was going to go ahead and go to the next question.
So, I knew he was trying to do that. I saw him.
Wait, it just...
Fucking Neo. He's like, oh, bullet dodge.
All right, fine. Jaden Daniels or Jordan Love.
Who's Jordan Love playing?
He's at home against Arizona. At Baltimore is a tough ask for a rookie, but he doesn't look like a rookie.
All right, you see, here's one for you.
I'm going to go Jordan Love.
Jaden Daniels or a ham sandwich?
Ham sandwich.
There you go. No cheese, just ham.
Yeah, no cheese.
I got you.
But cheese, we're going back. Putting it back in the cupboard.
There you go. A little layup for him.
All right, fair enough. But he should be in your lineup more than likely, unless you have a super, super convincing stud. Right now, if I'm Patrick Mahomes or Jaden Daniels, I'm starting
Jaden Daniels
every single time until my bye week.
Fat Pat again.
Oh man, that's how the mighty have fallen. But they've fallen to 5-0.
They just win.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
He wins football games. So if you're a Chiefs fan, you're like, suck it. Who cares?
Well, he was huge when he had Tyreek. Once he lost Tyreek,
it's hard not to be huge.
His fantasy lost. They still win, but
Brian Robinson is an every week play, and if Austin Eckler's out there, he's a good enough flex play in PPR.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because the team's good. So
yeah.
Scary Terry.
Love him.
Yep.
Buckeye.
Good wide receiver 2 flex option.
Ravens.
Get your regs out there, except for Andrews.
Derrick Henry, Lamar, Zay Flowers.
And to me, if it's me, no tight ends. I can't trust. I don't know who's getting multiple touchdowns.
No. But you would know who had a good game last week? Dan, you know who had a good game last week?
Little Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch?
No.
Who?
Your favorite wide receiver?
Isaiah Likely?
Your favorite wide
Who?
receiver?
My boy Bateman?
Rashad Bateman, your favorite wide
Bateman.
receiver.
Tutty.
Yeah,
Bateman,
Tutty.
Bateman had a good
He's got
week
like
last
3
week.
tutties this year. So drag him out there. Flex bye weeks and injuries.
You got to go look him up now, don't you?
I've got to see what Bateman has
I
done
tried
for
to tell you
this
guys
season.
about
Bateman-
Danny
Bateman
Dimes
had
and
a good
Bateman
week
since
last week.
episode 1, you losers.
What? So much aggression. Whatever Bateman has done this season has exceeded what I expected he would do. He is the wide receiver 53 in fantasy. He's got double digits 2 out of the 5 weeks, and those double digits look like 11.8 and 15.8.
Probably
15.8 last week.
Probably beating the brakes off Chris Olave.
I don't think that he is, but
Chris Olave ain't doing nothing but
Let me
beat.
get that,
I mean-
let me get that knife out of his back
yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
Stupid Olave. Now I have to look that
Chris Olave.
up. Olave's the wide receiver 32. Nice try. Guy's a
Still.
stud.
If you drafted him to be the 32nd best receiver in the league, you're a genius.
He's got 2 weeks with 3 points, and then 3 weeks with 12.8, 20.6, and 16.7.
Curious to see what happens with him without Derek Carr for a few weeks.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, real curious.
Who's their backup?
A guy who I don't know,
Jake
and then Spencer
Stephen
Rattler.
Helfler.
Sniffin?
Heffenheiser.
I
And-
don't understand what you guys are saying. That doesn't
Jeff
sound like
something.
real words.
Jeff Hermans. Herman.
Somebody look that up.
Crentist.
All right.
It is
Your dentist name's
Spencer,
Crentist?
and Spencer Rattler, who was a rookie, like 5th round pick, who could be the starting guy. It's one of those where
He was
basically
lighting it up in camp. Okay,
Well, when
for
Carr
him.
was out last year, Olave was like the best receiver in football.
they had Jameis Winston.
They did.
They did.
They don't now.
We just need somebody to make some bad decisions and just throw the ball to Olave every time.
Or Shaheed.
That's easy.
Shaheed has been
I could do it.
the best wide receiver there because he catches really long passes for touchdowns.
I'm trying to trade him.
Or when he gets you 0.
one
week.
time the guy gets
One
you 1
week.
0. See, that's how bad zeros hurt, though.
Oh,
Yes.
dude.
Chris
I was
Olave
laughing.
twice
I
with
wanted
3.
to say on the show tonight, like, man, Shaheed's one of those guys who just puts up like 15 to 20 points every week except one time, and no one will forgive him for that
Nope.
shit.
He got 0.
Once you get 0, everyone's like,
Dude, you go out there and
dog
lay one
shit.
egg. Ugh.
That's it. It
Yeah.
takes one egg, and people are like,
Besides that, he's top 20 wide receivers, like 18 or 19. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, he got 0 once.
he did.
there's a
He did.
thin line between getting me a 0 and you having herpes.
Texans at Patriots. We've mentioned the Texans quite a bit. Still no Mixon.
Yeah.
No, Dixon still hasn't practiced
That's
yet.
concerning.
Damian Pierce, I think, came back and practiced.
That was a
so
good handcuff to get Damian Pierce. That worked out good for me.
That's all I got.
So far I've been
Big
watching.
Cam Akers.
Yeah, he
He's
gets
been
out there and gets
serviceable.
you a big 8
Yeah.
and 10, something like
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Piece of
I mean, you can flex him if you need to. I mean, obviously, there's
like-
injuries,
It's like
buys.
me flexing.
You're
at a
staying away
bodybuilding
from
contest.
the backfield in Houston.
If you
right
can
now,
help it.
You're putting Diggs,
Tank Dell.
flex.
I'd feel better about
Right
that
now?
frozen rubber you got.
Yeah. I mean, you could throw that pretty far, probably.
I mean, just putting it on and like
Putting
having
on
it
the
instead
capacity.
of just starting
Yeah.
a Texan running back.
The wind factor. If you're, yeah, you could get some air under that thing.
The Patriots. Drake May starting.
He certainly is. Last week they faked us out. They said, Ramondre Stevenson lost his job.
Well, he didn't start the game.
Yeah, and then he came right in
He
and
literally came in as like
That's
the second
just coach
play.
speak to get
Yes.
guys fired up.
He's like, oh, we're not going to start him, so we're going to put Antonio Gibson in. He's going to run it one time for 7 yards, and we're going to pull him out, and then we're going to put in Stevenson and let him just go back to being the starting running back.
yep, and he looked good.
Showed him.
And he didn't fumble, as far as I know.
Yeah, no, he did not. No fumbles. Finally, for the first week. So, we can. I mean, we've said every week that pretty much Ramondre is the only possible start from New England. And so we can move on. Buccaneers at Saints. We've mentioned some guys from both these teams so far.
I'm not comfortable with any of my Saints anymore except for Kimura.
Yeah.
Camara.
It's like Camaro, like the car, but
Camaro.
then at the end.
Half of ESPN doesn't give a shit.
They should.
I know.
They-
I know.
and
but
they are wrong.
Half of them say Kimura, and the other half say Camara.
They like to say Kamara.
Yes.
Kamara.
I've heard it multiple times on TV. Different.
There is a YouTube clip where he was being interviewed, and the guy doing the interview asked him specifically, how do we pronounce your last name? And he said it the way I say it.
Kamara.
The correct way. Kamara. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, anyhow, start him, and then everybody else, I'm with you. I mean, I'm going to put Olave out there.
You have to.
Because I have to, and I think you always...
But you're going to feel real.
But
You
the
put
quarterback's
Shaheed out there, too?
The quarterback's got to throw it to somebody. Shaheed is different because a lot of his game is deep balls.
Yeah.
Throwing it deep to him.
He got 0 once.
Olave, yes.
Starting Olave is a real man move, like being in the band of the Titanic.
It is. He's
Playing
gotten
that
3
shit while it's
going
going
down
down.
with it, yeah.
He's gotten 3 twice. So curious to see, the 2 catches for 10 yards. But the quarterback's going to throw it to somebody. Is it just going to be Kamara the whole time? Who knows?
Did Andrews get 2 goose eggs? Is that why I'm doubly pissed?
Oh, he did. He got in there. I think they were back to back. Just back to back. Double zeros. Just straight up Robert Parrish to you.
I'm breathing heavy thinking about it. Just like, what happened? Is he hurt?
No.
Why am I dragging him out there every week?
The Bucks, though?
They're weird. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a team that's not too sexy, but they're sexy.
I mean, Baker's the number 2 fantasy QB.
Bucky ain't sucky.
No, but as long as they're both healthy in that backfield,
You hate
neither
it.
of them are going to get you more than like 11.
Yeah, you hate it.
Yeah, you hate it.
Unless one of them will get in the end zone, and that'll be where
If you own both, you definitely want to see somebody come up on the business end of the IR.
Yeah.
You really do.
Just rooting for an injury.
You're like, come on. Oh, he's
Always-
grabbing at his hammy.
Always feels good as a human.
You know, when Lou on Hot Tub Time Machine, he's like, this is where the guy loses his arm. Here we go. That's how I am with that backfield every week. I'm like, this is it.
But you got Evans and you got Godwin, and those guys are plugged in every week. So,
Absolutely.
Yep. So we're good. Colts at Titans. Is Richardson coming back?
He's practiced.
This week
I
he's
think today.
practiced,
I think
right?
he practiced.
Okay. So if he's back, that changes a lot of things.
Yes.
Because when he's playing, the Colts aren't very good.
They're not as good right now. I mean, what is it going to be his 20th game since high school then if he starts this week?
This will be 21st or
21st
22nd.
or something like that?
I wish this fantasy football is more like Madden because it's like, yeah, you're plugging him in Madden. And
Yeah.
as soon as he comes back, you're going to shred teams with his skill set.
That's one player that I know that each one of us have a share in.
I-
In different leagues, everybody has him and paid up good value for him. First round draft picks traded for him.
Very
stuff like
invested
that,
in him, and I very much want my money back.
We're waiting. We're waiting to see.
He tastes real crypto-y. You know what I mean?
Oh, he does. He is,
I'm
dude.
going to put $13 million in on Anthony Richardson, and I'm going to get zero.
Anthony
fucking
Richardson
dollars.
is fantasy crypto.
Dude,
But,
he's so crypto.
If he's healthy to start, he is starting because Flacco is not the future there.
Oh,
Obviously.
hey, I got Richard. You guys take crypto. Fucking idiots. Look at us. Bunch of idiots.
I mean,
Who'd have thought?
To be
Us three
fair,
sitting here all
I
Richardson.
drafted
goes
him in a
out.
dynasty league, and I already had Lamar, so I'm not
I drafted him as a backup too.
depending on him.
Hey, we can all
for
sit here and
anything.
church up our mistakes, but the bottom line is we took a guy who's literally worked at a gas station longer than he's played football, and he's never worked at a gas station.
No.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if you work at a gas station.
No, but there is something wrong when you play quarterback like a gas station attendant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See
good
what I
call.
mean?
Yep.
He's
So-
probably better throwing a pack of like Marlboro Lights across the counter.
Well, he was a perfect example of somebody that should have sat, his rookie year and watched and learned. And instead, he went right out there, and then he got injured, and then obviously he couldn't do anything but sit there and watch. But he couldn't physically go out there and practice.
Why has the NFL become? Remember when we used to sit around and talk about the third-year receivers?
Yes.
No one does that anymore.
No.
They're
But
going to break out.
Yeah.
Now they're ready. I mean, now they're coming in because
They're cut by their third year if they don't perform.
cut
Cut.
or traded
Or
like,
trade cut sometimes.
gone.
Latest on Anthony Richardson. He was a limited participant in practice today.
Feels way better than last week.
Head coach said that he would practice on Wednesday. And
If he's ready, he's our
that's all.
starter.
Yeah.
He's our starter.
Yeah. So keep an eye on it because a lot. I mean, if
He's going out in the second quarter.
if
Don't
he's
start
starting,
him.
do you start any receivers?
Hell no.
Right. Right.
I mean, like I haven't started Pittman in a league.
You start one of
since-
those.
because the first few weeks last year he was thrown to Pittman, and now he just isn't.
Start
So
one
I
of
don't-
those shit dick tight ends they got, and they'll score a touchdown. You're like Mo Alley Cox. Watch the game Sunday. I guarantee red zone Scott Hansen Hey, Mullally Cox, touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor still not practicing.
Probably won't play. Trey Sermon didn't practice, so I don't know what.
Oh, I just cut Tyler Goodson. That helps. Fucking dumbass.
I mean,
Trey Sermon.
you weren't going to start him anyway.
No, but you trade bait. You just want stuff that sounds like it could be worth something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You don't want to be the guy left hanging with your DICK out in the wind.
In the wind. I mean,
just flopping out there. Probably gets cold and it won't do a lot of flopping after a while, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah. That's hilarious.
You don't want
Good
your
job.
T. Goodson just out there flapping.
No, you don't want to flap your Goodson around to anybody. So really, it seems like we don't want anything to do with anybody from the Colts.
I mean, if I was still down, you know what I mean, like partying, I'd do a couple bumps with Irsay in the owner's box. But that's the only way I'm getting down with a Colt, though. You know what I mean? That's where I'm going.
I don't know what you mean. All right.
Jim, hit my line, bro. I'll come to a Colts game.
God damn it. So the Titans. Who's
What
on the
about
Titans?
I don't know. I bet Will Levis does blow.
All right. Chargers at Broncos.
Titans. Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Are you starting any of the receivers for
No.
him? Not starting
You're
Hopkins.
starting Calvin Ridley and you're getting pissed.
Calvin
Unless I
Ridley,
have
you're
to,
mad, so-
and if I have to, I'm mad about it, and so I might have to start him. I don't need to look at my
Pollard
lineup
is
this week.
basically yeah.
Bye weeks and injuries. Don't count him out yet. He's got
I have
7.
him.
Ridley's got 7 on deck for you. Don't be worried. Right. I mean, Will Levis is going to throw for $157. It's got to go to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Someone's got to catch all 157 yards of that shit.
Okay. Chargers at Broncos.
Fantasy wise,
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
I think we. I'm just gonna skip. I'm just gonna skip over the whole game.
No, tell me your favorite soup recipe for this matchup.
Oh, okay, I got that.
What we got a Mile High recipe or something? Yeah, actually, great soup from Denver.
Earlier in the season, we liked Quentin Johnston a little bit.
I still got it. I still got a thing for him.
Okay. All right. Javante last week
I don't know how
got you
guys are still
16.1.
diddling with that
He had his
dude.
best game like ever.
He got you 16.1. 5 catches for 50, 13 rushes for 61 yards.
Bo Nix put up big numbers last week. That's how.
But, I mean, again, I'm with you. I don't think we need to – you're not like, ooh, get this guy in your lineup. If you have to start somebody from this game, then you do. Sorry.
Yes, the Broncos are winning, and like the Chargers, they both have looked better in their records than I thought they would be. But fantasy wise, it just has not been anything you want to watch.
Right. Steelers at Raiders.
Jesus.
This is getting uglier.
We
and
can
uglier.
we can almost do the same thing that we just did.
Okay.
Seriously, when you said
Let's.
Steelers versus Raiders, that just would you rather teach a gorilla to jerk you off or jerk off a gorilla? That's what that game matchup sounds like to me. Think about that.
What are you talking about?
That's how terrible it is. There's no fantasy.
Here's
upside.
the thing. That's such a hard question to answer.
Which one would you rather do? Would you rather move in on a gorilla and just unannounced touch his dick, right? Just yank it, or try to teach him how to give you one,
Dude, you know,
or start a Raiders player?
he could accidentally just
Rip it off.
take that thing off, throw it in the
rip it
freezer.
right off.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do to your hand when you try to go for this dong, dude? He's gonna
rip your whole arm
shoulder off. Yeah, and then he's gonna go for yours. Either way, you're toast. But I think through glass and over time, I could teach him how to take care of it.
Oh my god,
It's a good question. It's better than this game.
okay. So
Fair enough.
Let's do Lions Cowboys then.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
there
God.
you go. That's how that one goes.
Yep, Lions Cowboys. Lions fresh off a bye. All those guys are healthy and ready to play. So,
Ready to just.
Starting all your lines.
yep.
Yeah, you are.
And so for the Cowboys, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
You can start him now.
Uncle Rico, huh?
He's their running back.
Hell, if you'd have started him back in the 80s, you would have won the damn
You
championship.
would have, dude, if the coach would have just put him in.
Throw the ball over a damn mountain.
There's some stuff going on with CD and Dak
Well, they both got paid, so now they both can.
now they hate each other.
Yeah, apparently they hate each other.
Well, when
it's
you
like
don't
it's like they're
throw-
fighting for those extra contracts, and then they're
When
like,
you
"Now
don't
we got."
throw
him.
to a wide receiver 80 times a game, he gets pissed.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, where's my 16 targets? I'm
This
supposed
is
to lead the
nothing
league.
new to any dynamic. Stephon Diggs got pissed at Josh Allen all the time. I mean, it's just what T.O. was pissed at every quarterback he ever had.
Always.
Every quarterback hated having T.O., and then they loved having
Did you see that clip of CD saying to Dak, and they, you had to do the lip reading, but did you see it?
No.
He goes, subpar throw, bro. Subpar throw, dead ass. And Dak was just sitting there looking at the ground.
Dripping sweat.
Yeah, just don't even want to look at him.
He's probably, but you know what it is? He's probably like, whatever, dude. I don't care what my receivers say. I'm still going to be throwing the ball to you, so shut the hell up.
Well, then it felt like watching that game, second half, it didn't, it seemed like he was almost freezing CD out, but then the stat line at the end, he still had a ton of targets.
It tells a lot about character when you're getting your ass beat and you act a different way than when you're winning.
Yeah.
You should be a steady Eddie.
It doesn't matter. I mean, he's
of course, we're grown-ass men, and these are 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get your shit together. When I was 20, I was passed out in a gutter somewhere. God, professional football players.
But you're starting your normal guys, and then is there anybody on the fringe?
Tolbert.
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert's been stepping up as a number 2.
Not Mike.
No.
Mike Tolbert.
Not Mike. He gone.
All right.
Brandon Cooks on IR, who wasn't doing anything anyway, has allowed Tolbert to step up more.
And here comes Jalen Brooks. Watch all of a sudden.
So that's a fringe guy you could throw in the flex if you need.
I wouldn't. His points came on one play with 4 seconds left in like overtime.
Who? Brooks or Tolbert?
Mike Tolbert.
Oh.
Or was it Turbin? Who cares?
Yeah,
You don't
Might
want
have been Turbin.
You don't want any of that shit.
Tolbert's been pretty decent the past 2 weeks. That 14, 15 points.
I could see him managing a gas station.
Yeah, he could.
Hey, well,
So that's a
decent
step
amount
up.
that way.
Yeah.
Here, so Tolbert is. Would you rather have Tolbert or Olave?
The past couple weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, last week for sure, Tolbert.
Yeah.
But yeah, last week 10 targets, 7 catches for 87 and a tutty.
I mean, in a
Tolbert.
redraft, I'd trade him straight up just because I don't give a shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, next year.
But
Dynasty, you're stuck with Olave.
3 out of 5 weeks, he's been double digits. 14.2, 13.2,
I had wrong
21.7.
wrong Mr. Pitchford altogether.
You were thinking Mike.
I was thinking of not Tolbert. I was thinking of Turbin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Next game. Falcons at the Panthers. The high-powered Falcons offense all of a sudden.
Wow.
You like that?
So we feel better now. Now we're fine. Now we start Kirk. We start Bijan.
I hate Bijan.
I know you do.
You're always starting Bijan.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah, and you're always going to get 10 to 8 points, and you're going to want
10 to 12. 10, 12, 14.
Algier will get like 6, and you're like,
But you're always starting those. You're even Pitts. As much as I bag on him, if you got him, he's
You're not
probably
always
your starting
starting
tight
him,
end.
but you might have him there.
But if you have him, he's probably your starting tight end, right?
unless you've.
I know. I've had him in 2 leagues, and a lot of time he wasn't my starting
I start
tight end.
Brock Bowers over Pitts.
Yeah, dude. He's the number 1 fantasy tight end right
I drafted him. No big deal.
now. Yeah. But the other guy, like, here's the thing. Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, I kind of gave him away in a league. I think it was in a trade with you. We
Yeah.
did something, and it was just like,
I was like, hey, let me get Darnell Mooney. He's
I'm
like,
like, what
fine,
the
dude.
fuck
Like, I
ever,
don't
take
care,
him.
dude. You can take him. I'm like,
going to
no.
the Falcons where they got plenty of weapons like Bijan and Pitts.
Yes.
Fucking idiot.
I was like,
none of those guys are as good as Darnell Mooney, it
They're
turns out.
paying him because they knew he would
Hate
be good, and he was huge last week.
He's the number 15 tight end in fantasy.
Wide
31.5 points. Wide receiver in fantasy. 31.5 points last week. He was limited in practice. He's got a knee thing going on, so keep an eye on that.
Oh yes,
But
yes.
and fringe flex option, Ray.
Yeah, McLeody.
Ray
That's
McLeod.
Jesus.
Yeah, Ray McLeod is
Kyle Pitts is like the 4th option in that offense right now.
I have nightmares like that in the offseason where I'm like, oh my God, I got to start Ray McLeod this week.
Yeah,
And that shit comes true.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, Kyle Pitts, 20 catches, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Fuck
No,
yeah.
it's a nightmare, and then you're like, well, he got me 11.5. It could have been worse. I could have had Olave.
God, yeah, no shit.
Mm-hmm. For the Panthers, Deontay Johnson fell back to earth.
There he goes.
They
There
all
he
fell
is.
back to earth except Chuba.
Chuba,
Hey, I told you guys the Andy Dalton experience is what it is. It's shitty.
you would know.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I know.
would
I've been on that roller coaster when they're like, bro, we need maintenance. Everyone's like, pile on. Fuck it. Let's go. And then that shit
Have you
fell
met
apart.
my gorilla?
Yeah, have you met him? Don't yank it. So here's the deal with Andy Dalton this week. Bryce Young scored more points than Andy Dalton.
Okay. Not bad.
And listen to the Panthers' logic on this. You're going to love it. They brought Bryce out because they didn't want Andy playing behind that shitty offensive line to get him hurt. Don't want to hurt your franchise quarterback, your 37-year-old ginger.
Well, he can't move. At least Bryce Young can move.
Right? Yeah, he should move out of Carolina and go find a new jib because
Agreed.
And it was against the Bears, who they made all the trades for, which I thought was just
hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
just even
Full
better.
circle.
Like, hey, Panthers, thanks for the second round pick we get next draft from you guys. Still, from
Oh, if you're anything to do with the Panthers, fuck you. I mean, you suck.
God. We love you, Panthers fans. Thanks for listening.
No, I'll fight anyone who's a Panthers
All
fan.
right, fair enough.
Not saying I'll win. I'm just saying the Dukes. The Dukes.
They got a lot going on in North Carolina right now. Let's have some.
If I catch you wearing anything Carolina, even if it's given to you by a relief worker, you're getting dotted.
Stop it, dude. Stop it.
I'll hold a Carolina fan underwater. Forget
No,
it.
stop.
Not till they're done.
No,
just
stop.
I'm cleaning them up.
Okay.
Helping them out.
Bengals at Giants, Sunday
Let's go,
night football.
Bengals! Start all your Bengals. Woo!
Keep an eye on Malik Neighbors. I think he was doing some work on the side at practice today, so he's not all the way out. He's not ruled out for this week, but if he's back.
The tone of voice, you can tell you're a Malik Neighbors owner. Yeah. Guys, keep an eye this week.
I mean,
Malik, sweet
if
Malik.
you have him, he's a fixture in your lineup.
Oh, yeah. He's
so-
a fixture in your actual life.
Yeah.
Bro. I mean, you
Dude,
love the man.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
Damn,
I love
man.
him. I love him. You know what? In your tone, I detected just a hint of jealousy
No, I'm detecting
that
that.
I've got Malik Neighbors
As
and Wandale Robinson.
As much as you love those two, I'm just shocked by your lack of empathy and compassion for Danny Dimes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's for you. I'm detecting a hint of jealousy because I have the targets to your sweet, sweet Danny Dimes.
I have the source of your enjoyment. Are you kidding me? I'm the guy who makes the Girl Scout cookies. You eat them. So.
Yeah, he's
know what I'm saying?
Danny Dimes, number 20.
Solid 20 sack.
Malik Neighbors, number 1 in average points per game. So, whatever. The Bengals, though, you know who the number 1 overall fantasy receiver is with most points scored on the season?
Jamar
Chase.
He's the one.
He's my guy.
He's the one. Joe Burrow had a monster week last week, so everybody forgets about anything bad he's done, and now he's in your lineup no matter what.
Yeah, always has, always will. Love him.
Joe Cool, big fan.
Love him.
Big fan.
Yes, T. Higgins too.
Thought the frosted
Get him in
tips.
there.
Had another big week.
Thought the frosted tips would help a little more, but turns out
Zach Moss dinged up his ankle a little bit, but it's not as looked worse than it actually is. They're saying, but Chase Brown eating into more of that load, and it's kind of just a split.
Jesus. Just
Right.
nibbling loads. Just nibbling into
Just
that.
He's eating
Hot,
that load.
steamy workload.
Man,
Just right out of the freezer. just
I just see where your guys' heads are at.
I mean, you're the one who's like snapping
dude.
off loads.
I'm like,
guy.
hey, the workload.
can't say. I mean,
Yeah, but you said he ate.
that's what I'm saying. You're saying
eating
he's
into the
eating
load,
that
yeah.
load.
I
Eating
think
into the
you're.
load.
I think with either
Say,
eat or load,
and
you're
then
gonna.
eat the load, eating into the.
You were
load.
this close
That's
to
all
getting
right.
by, dude,
That's
and
all
you
right.
had to
That's
eat
all
the
right.
load.
Know your co-host, Eric.
I would say I forget sometimes the
You're like, he's
maturity
gonna
of my friends.
Bury
whenever we
his
get
face
together.
down in there and chew into that load.
We go back to being 18 years old.
We're not on AM radio anymore. So
Yeah, I'm gonna
you-
let it fly, dude.
you talk about eating loads. I mean,
AM radio, he's good to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that
Dude,
down and get him off air.
when he does that on AM radio, it's like we cover the mic,
Uh-huh,
we
right.
back up for a minute, and like,
You can lean in a little and be like, "Your mom went to college."
that's what she said. A little bit of that.
A little bit, little.
All right.
Whew.
So I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm all hot and bothered from that
You
load.
guys are getting excited. You guys are.
Sorry, Crayons.
All right.
We missed you, bud.
Monday night game. You guys ready for this?
Oh, boy.
I mean, is there any fringe options from that Sunday night game? I mean, I wasn't joking in our group text where I'm like, dude, I'm starting Wandale no matter what.
I mean,
going
you have
forward.
to.
Yeah.
It's getting peppered.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put in Wandale and Nate?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Why
I was
not?
just curious.
If I had Chase and Higgins, I'd put both them in.
Yeah.
And right now, that's a pretty fair comp.
I have Chase and Higgins in a league. It did me well, but
Yeah.
it's not a safe strategy.
It's not, but it's if you have them both,
You got to wheel them out.
you got to put them out
What
there.
I would do if I were you is investigate my possibilities of getting overpaid for Wandale because you're not getting rid of Neighbors in a dynasty.
No, that's my guy.
And you kind of want both, but you'd be willing to listen for, you know what I'm saying?
But Wandale's got this kind of stench to him from bad Giants from last year.
Yeah.
They're still bad Giants.
Yeah, I know, but now
you just got to throw some numbers in there and like paste a picture of Edelman over it.
I need him to put together a few good weeks, which he has done.
Yes.
So I can actually get some value for him.
Couple more, you're right. Then it'll be like people will start. Hello?
Hey,
is Wandale home?
Yeah. So need to kind
Can he
of
come outside for a firstie?
need a better flex option. He'd be a good one. So don't trust me. Trust me, bro.
Solid floor is Wandale is what he's been. Solid floor, not a really high
Is it
ceiling.
Chip and Wandale? Chip and Wandale.
Chip and Wandale Rescue Rangers. Monday night game, Bills-Jets. Jets fired their coach.
Yeah,
That was the problem.
No,
the head coach.
They didn't
not
fire
the
their
offense.
coach. Rodgers is still there.
Yeah. Their defensive coach, they fired because their defense has been really good.
And apparently he was going to take, you hear different things. He was going to fire the offensive coordinator or at least take play calling duties away from him. And it's like, Rodgers likes him, so we're going to fire the head coach.
At least they didn't make Nathaniel Hackett the coach. That would have been too far.
That would have been bad.
That would have been too obvious.
Yes.
I know I called what I call Josh Allen his bitch ass earlier.
Yes.
I didn't mean it. He's still really good, but he only completed 9 passes last week. That was real.
That's some BA though.
And this is a tough matchup again this week. Obviously, I expect him to do better, and I'm still starting him if I have him.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You're just gonna be like, do Josh Allen stuff, like the real.
James Cook questionable, but no indications he's not going to play. So
If he
still
doesn't,
rolling
if
him
you got
out.
Ray Davis, you're putting him in.
And you're gonna go the Ray
What
Davis
about
show.
receiving options from Buffalo? I mean,
You're just praying Shakir comes back, and you're hoping that Dalton Kincaid gets it.
I don't think he's looking. Shakir's not looking good.
No.
Dalton Kincaid is kind of. That's about it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Keon Coleman's going to be a baller this time next year. He's going to get it under his belt, but they need to make a trade for like a Devontae Adams or someone to, replace Stephon Diggs.
at this point, Keon Coleman needs to catch a touchdown to be relevant, and he has been doing that. But if he doesn't, he's gonna
He's getting zero.
He's gonna
almost.
Rasheed Shaheed you. And that's not what you
One
want.
damn goose egg, poor guy.
And then for the Jets,
You bend one car around a light pole, and you're just a.
yep. That's
I mean, yeah, obviously Brees Hall, even though he hasn't been
Obviously,
been good.
Brees Hall.
You're putting him in. You're not benching. Yes, so
You're not benching
obviously,
him.
Obviously,
Brees
you're
Hall.
going to be
obviously Brees Hall.
depressed when you put in Brees Hall.
But you're putting him in. Your
I'd
lineup.
rather start Allen, the backup. He at least gets 7 points
Yes. Garrett Wilson finally had a good game
on 22 targets.
wow.
Yes.
Just, are you kidding me?
Finally, and Alan Lazard on his 10 targets.
Yeah,
He's
Lazard's
just
a
that-
decent flex.
he's just
Rodgers
that
always going to look for him.
13, 15 points.
I took, remember last episode, I wanted Garrett Wilson gone. I took him off the trade block in the middle of that game. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. Shit, I didn't know.
Dude, the Jets can't score points.
They're the worst team in the NFL since 1998. They're 31st in points scored total offense since then.
It's such a weird thing, and it's like if you take that same exact offense and the same exact coaching staff, everything the same, and you put a different jersey on them, it doesn't happen like this. It's just because it's the Jets.
Dan, didn't you send us a thing that was talking about how the Jets through the first 5 games last year with Zach Wilson and the first 5 games they've scored like the same amount of points?
Same thing. There's no difference.
No difference.
Same exact thing is what they had with Zach Wilson.
You're all right. So one guy steals and robs your money, another guy does it, but one of them did it to where you're like, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what it is.
Well, they both robbed you, so yeah, it's both. Yeah, no.
Maybe
they're
if he
robbers.
hadn't been in Egypt, Rodgers in Egypt looking at pyramids and doing whatever he was doing, and actually there doing
When they win
training
the Super
better.
Bowl, he's going to host the parade in Cairo. So kiss his ass, huh?
When they win the Super Bowl. Dude, Brees Hall, oh my God. Week
Bad.
4 against Denver at home. Do you guys know his stat line for that game?
1.7 points.
3.8 fantasy points,
Oh,
but that's
my
because he had, 2 catches for 14 yards, but 10 rushes They handed the ball to him 10 times, 4 yards.
Yikes.
0.4 yards per carry.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good on the fly math.
Well, that's right in front of me. That was helpful.
Yeah.
Last
on the
week,
fly.
they handed the ball to him 9 times. He did much better, like almost 6 times better. 9 times for 23 yards.
It's intense.
2.6 yards per carry.
Great offensive line, and wow.
How many yards do you think you personally could get with 10 carries?
Still not many. Like
4? Do you think you could rush for 4 yards in the NFL?
We would we would never make it to 10 carries.
There, I was getting ready to say.
Honest. 1 carry, done.
Oh, fuck you.
Let's say
I'm making it 10 carries.
No, you're not.
First one I'm alive, the next 9 weekend at Bernie's, dude.
in a world where let's say we got the ball and right before that first hit got delivered that would inevitably kill us. Inevitably make us dead.
Yeah, for sure dead.
Right, like time just stops and it's like no, you're down. That's it. Right.
Or like we had a shield
touch.
where we wouldn't get hurt.
No,
Yes.
it's full on.
Then I would get 1 carry for 0 yards and death.
Okay, shut up. What if you hit a hole? Hear me out. There's a running backs hit holes all the time. What if you just bam, hit the seam and you get to the second level? And there you are. You're just in the middle of the field and you're like, oh shit, linebackers.
Never seeing
safeties.
the second level.
We would pull a hammy before we even got there.
I'm gonna tell you now. If there's a hole big enough, you could drive a truck through that.
You'd hit that hole. You'd see that hole. By the time your body reacted in time to hit the hole would be gone. It'd be no hole.
What if
0 holes?
I think the meat on my bones would just fall off as soon as I made a cut. But I think I can.
Are we
hit
talking
a hole.
about loads again?
Yeah, we got meat and loads. I can hit a hole.
Old meats.
I can hit a hole hard, penetrate it.
Yeah.
You guys would be surprised the cuts I got left in me.
You would be surprised, I think.
I think I'd be surprised how fast I was looking at a paramedic. Like, did I score? Oh, no, you didn't score.
All right.
Did I make it to the line of scrimmage?
4 yards, though. I got it. 10 carries, 4 yards. Fuck you. I got this.
Guys, we've done it.
Yep.
We've gone
climaxed
through every game.
another
7
episode.
hours later.
No, it was only an hour and 22 minutes. Not too bad. So
Good show.
There's a couple games that we just got to skip over, so that worked.
Yeah, it helps. And my son Jace has been listening to these podcasts and says they're like the funniest thing, and he really enjoys them. And he's like, they need to be longer. And I was like, oh,
that's what she said.
All right, let's see if we can make
Don't
them
get
longer.
many requests for longer.
Yeah, we need you guys
That's all we got.
make inappropriate jokes for another 20 or 30 minutes.
I got you.
All right, we're getting out of here. I hit the wrong buttons and firing the producer. Here we go.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, just
With your bitch ass.
dude, I'm so mad at this. All right, that was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, it was.
Good luck to everyone in week 6. We'll be back next week. Eric, good to have you back, buddy.
Yeah, good to be back.
Screw anyone who's 5-0 for real.
right.
I hate your life. I got to.
That's real. See you guys.